Hey GMS, I've been trying to come up with a lot of videos to cover all the elements of art. And also, I want to give you a little bit of art history. So, here for today's element of art, I'm going to talk to you about shape and the great Henri Matisse. So, let's get this show on the road. This is something that you all probably think is very simple, but you can make it really interesting. And that's kind of like all the great artwork. Leonardo da Vinci, he used just a pencil and he made some pretty dang on awesome drawings. But I'm going to show you a newer type of art technique for you as well, though. But we're going to draw with scissors. And that is what the great Henri Matisse, or as you would like to say, Henri Matisse. So our mission right here is we're going to create a collage using shape. Here's one of the many that I've done. This is my finished product. There's lots of shapes, and I've glued them together. And we're going to go through how all that's going to work. So I wanted to talk to you all about Henri. So Henri was of France, which you all know I love anything French. He was known for the use of his color because he did printmaking and he was a sculptor, but he was primarily a painter. And this is one of his famous paintings. He was known for really bright, bold, color blocking colors. But when he became older, he became wheelchair ridden due to a surgery from cancer. And he had to kind of step back. And I know you hear this word a lot with COVID, but pivot and change the way he did his art. So he started to collage. So his collage, he would take brightly colored paper and he would cut shapes, animals, leaves, dancers, flowers, and then he would very creatively arrange them on paper. And so he said that even though, he wasn't able to paint, instead he felt re-energized because he was able to do his last 14 years of his life. He called it his second life because he got into collage. He got into a new type of art. Now to jump into shape, that is an element of art, and shape is a two-dimensional area confined by an actual line or implied line. So in drawing, shapes are created when ends of lines are joined or enclosed areas. And I think a simple way of looking at this is when lines end, shapes begin. And there's two different categories of shapes. There's geometric shapes, which you all are very familiar with, and you have names for. So you can look at them and say, that's a circle, that's an oval, that's a triangle, that's a square, a rectangle, a trapezoid. If you can identify that shape with a name, then it is probably more than likely geometric. Now, if you look at shapes and you say, oh, it looks like a cloud, it looks like a water drop, it looks like, chance is it's organic, and organic is like a free form. And I always hear the word organic when it comes to food. And that is a big thing in food, is that you can buy organic because it's supposed to be better for you because it's not been manipulated, it's not had anything pesticides put in it. It is natural. So just like organic food, organic shapes are just naturally there. So that's just good to know, those two different types. And now we're going to get to the technique we're going to use today, and that is collage. A collage describes both the technique and the resulting work of art in which pieces of paper, photographs, fabric, and other are arranged and stuck down onto a supporting surface. That's the technical definition, but I like to go back and just dissect the word. Collage is a French word, and it means to glue. So we are going to glue. We are going to use paper, though, which most collages are paper, but you can do mixed media. But we're going to focus on doing collages like these right here. These are all famous Henri Matisse pieces of artwork. Um, as you can see, he did a lot of organic shapes, but then sometimes you could definitely see a triangle or a rectangle. Those geometric shapes were used as well. So your materials, not many you got to worry about, which I like it. The less material, the better, but you want paper, construction paper. You want lots of different colors. And you could do what Henry would do because he didn't have abundant pieces of different colors of paper. He would paint or color, like use paint. He would paint, but you could take a marker or a crayon and just color your paper and then cut it out that way. You need scissors, please be safe, and glue. I'm going to use a glue stick today, but you can use runny white glue. I just want you to know, just for any parents watching, I really want you all to know all it takes is a dot. A dot holds a lot, so don't get carried away with the white runny glue. So, as always, get started. I'm going to do this in 3 simple steps, this whole project. And the first one's cutting. So gather your supplies, get all your paper, your scissors, your glue, and you can start cutting away at shapes. If needed, this is a tip, is that if there's a shape that you don't think you could just freely cut with a pair of scissors, draw it on the paper and then cut on your lines so you can have it, so you feel a little bit better about it. Step number 2 is arrangement. Now here, you all too many times have kids that, students that want to cut their shapes and then immediately just start gluing down. Don't. Take your time. I want you to take step 2 and do not glue. I want you to place your shapes around the paper, see how you can make them interesting. If you don't like them, you can pick them up and you don't have to have them glued down that way. Play with how the shapes fit together. Maybe overlap them, meaning put one shape on top of the other. Like I have this orange strip over top of the blue. You can have them running off the paper. Be creative in how you do it. And the ideas are limitless. There's so many different ways you can do this. And step 3. Step 3 is to collage. And then that means in French, to glue. So once you get your shapes arranged the way you want them, you glue them down to your base piece of paper. I don't know if I said that before, but I used a black sheet of paper as my base. Yours doesn't have to be black. It can be any color that you would like, but you need one solid piece of paper that you will glue onto. And as always, show me your art. I want to see those masterpieces. So here's my email, my Insta, my Facebook, my Twitter, and my TikTok. Please share them with me. I really want to see your artistic, you living your best artistic life. Have fun, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson on shape in Henri Matisse. Bye.